Welcome back, everybody. This is the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. It's the Gazette newspaper radio digest version for all you need to know to be in the know. On Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS, we have with us Mr. John Etheridge from the Santa Clarita Valley Republican Assembly.
Now, okay, John, before the break, I was going to ask you this question, and I want you to break it down for me if you can, because
I hope I can.
I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, so let me make sure I get this straight, because we get a lot of reports from the media, and it depends on which channel you watch, and everything's all kind of biased, and it gets all mushed together. And then you hear little snippets of in your normal day life. So you get this big mush.
Right.
And it seems like families in South America, or we'll say South Central America, somewhere in there, are sending their kids to the United States.
Right.
Okay. They're either dropping them off at the border or they're letting them cross the border somehow.
Right. They're going on train they're put in terrible positions. I mean, how many of these young people are being assaulted while they come across Mexico? Can you? I couldn't imagine what they're going through. And they come through and they're quiet about it, I'm sure. But we probably have some very pregnant little girls there coming through. And it's a terrible thing. And they talk about, and now I'm the bad guy, as far as where I'm coming from right now.
Right.
But they're the humanitarians. All these other people that are for this. Well, where are the people, the humanitarians of their own country? Are they humanitarians to allow their own children through the dangers of what's going on right now?
Right. That's a very valid point. But my question is more along the lines of, are they hoping to somehow bootstrap themselves into America?
Oh, they will. They will. Just think about it. They'll bring the kid comes in. He's brought in, and then the families will come in later after that. They've been doing it for years now, and the same thing will happen over and over and over again. We've just got to stop it.
Hey, John.
I mean, what do we have now? What do we have? The 14th Amendment, anchor babies. I'm not really picking on the Hispanics. This is where we're at right now with all these young people coming over. But I mean, there are people coming from China, from all various countries, coming here pregnant, dropping their kids here, becoming citizens, and then it's being done over and over again. They caught
themselves.
Yeah, I don't know if you read about that, but they had it. Yeah. I think it was Norwalk, whatever. There were 16 to 17 Chinese young women who were having a baby here, and they were going to be shipped. Now they had citizenship in America. That was great,
Hey, John, I have a question.
Yeah.
But isn't it the law, I think it was passed under the Bush administration, when these kids come over, they have to go through the procedure that they are going through now? I'm agreeing with you that this is wrong, that so many are pouring across. Yeah. But nobody's breaking the law at this point, are they?
Oh, sure. Hey, if they step across our border, they're breaking the law.
No, I agree with that. But as far as the administration goes and their procedure of handling these immigrants,
well, that's true. And part of that started or evolved from Bush's program, but Obama just put it into a totally new sphere. I mean, he's doing so much more to make it more plausible for these people to send their kids through. Yeah. We need to stop them at the point and saying, hey, you send them here, they're going right back. We've got to change the laws. Congress is there; they can do this. And the elections are coming up, and the House, they keep on hammering the House. I think they're trying to do a good job, but they're hampered by the Senate, and they're hampered by this president. I'll just say it that way.
Hey, John, on a side note, what really bothers me is why do they not let the media or even congressmen and senators that go down to the border, they're not allowing anybody in to see the conditions that these kids...
Exactly.
Why is that? Why are they not allowing even senators and the local authorities in to see it? That baffles me.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think they're just trying to... They want to present it the way they want. They want to look a certain way, so they're bringing them in that way. Port I can't say it. Port Hueneme, yeah. Right. They have 400 or 500 right now. And now I have a question on that. maybe somebody has an answer. In all our federal or Navy or Army bases, are we allowed to bring foreigners or young people into those bases? Is there a law that says you can? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a new one. So we've talked about a wall or a fence.
Yeah.
What about the people that are here?
Well,
what's the solution? I mean, I'm all for protests. I think it's a good idea to have your voice heard, but I also hate people who complain without offering an alternative solution.
Yeah, well, a lot of people would probably. There are some people on my side of things that say, no, amnesty is the way to go. I mean, no amnesty. In fact, I would say if you go far right, you'll say no amnesty. No, I think if we do all those right things, biometric. We should have a biometric Social Security card, so that when somebody is going to go for a job, he has to present that card, and if he doesn't present a new Social Security card, then how does he get the job? That would stop a lot of it. We need to break them down a little bit. It's too easy to come into this country. I could go to Mexico right now. I could step over the border, and I'd be in jail like that Marine is in jail right now. Exactly. And this goes for any of the other countries. We need to do something. We need to do something. 40% of the people that are coming in, it's not all borders. I mean, it's from the sea or from ships, and they are the ones that are their visas are expiring.
Yeah, they're putting a strain on the economy. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it's all America, $17 trillion. Wow. I don't understand how people don't understand $17 trillion.
Yeah. Hey, all right, John, real quick, where's this protest again and what time tomorrow?
It's going to be from 9 to 12 at the Valencia Boulevard I-5 overpass.
Probably parking at College of the Canyons, right?
Yeah, we'll try to any place we can.
There you go.
We hope there's a big load. I appreciate you guys letting me spew a little bit here.
No problem. Anytime,
hey, John, thanks for your time and thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, you're listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station.
Bye-bye.
Doug, maybe we can find something else to talk about on our way back.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS. This is the radio digest version of the Santa Clarita Gazette and Free Classifieds. For everything you know to need to know to be in the know or whatever.
Oh man, you almost got it right. You almost had it right.
So John,
that whole thing is a little perplexing. That whole the immigration thing, because I can't even imagine wanting to come to the United States that badly, and to send your kids here and just kind of like, well, maybe we'll catch up with you later. See you, bye. I don't know. I'm
wow. And once they get here, if they do get integrated into society, and then they are a teenager and they get caught up with what happened this week on that Twitter scandal. You hear about that?
Something about it. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I got somebody I think who knows. Our premier writer for the Santa Clarita Gazette, feature writer, does our front page stories. Jessica Vidal, are you on, Jessica?
Yes, I am.
Hey, can you let us know? John and I know nothing about this. We were getting ready for the show, and the TV was on in the donut shop, our professional green room that we meet in to prepare for this show. And it was on the L.A. news, on the main L.A. news. They had something about this. What happened?
Okay, so someone anonymously started a Twitter page, and they called it the SCV Purge.
Has that anything to do with that movie?
Yeah, it was based off of the movie. And in the movie, you're allowed to have like 12 hours of whatever crime you want.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So they brought it here, and what they did is they encouraged people to send in nude photographs or explicit information about other teens in the SCV, and people totally followed along with it.
So these would have been people that already had pictures of other people in their computer.
Correct, or on their cell phones.
On their cell phones, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, doesn't everybody use, what is it? My daughter was telling me, Snapchat, where
Snapchat.
The pictures disappear after like 15 seconds,
You can take a screenshot.
Oh, so you can get around Snapchat.
Yeah, you can get around Snapchat, and that's what a lot of people say. They're like, oh, well, Snapchat, you can't save anything, but you can.
All right, I'm still okay.
You really can.
All right.
Okay, I'm old, and I'm not.
I went too far for Doug. Too fast.
I'm not in the digital age all that close. But so what happened? Somebody came on and said, "Hey, if you guys have pictures of other people, let's do this. Show them, right?"
Yeah, and people went along with it. They sent them, and the one thing that everyone was on board with was that they were anonymous. So anyone who had like a feud with someone else, they were like, you know what, this would be funny. They would post it and they would send it to them, and they started posting it. People started requesting that SCV Purge follow them so that they could send them these messages.
Wow.
And they would get thousands of requests. At some point, they had 1,500 requests.
So
and those didn't all go through.
So
at first they were completely anonymous. You could only see the photographs if they followed you back.
Okay, so the person who set up the page gets a request to be followed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and they have to approve it.
And he approves the request, and then you can see these probably 1,500 photographs at least. There
was. I think they posted a total of 17.
Wow.
But there were comments. They weren't all photographs. Some of them were just comments explaining explicit information that happened between two people, between someone else.
Wow.
And they went live. They became unprivate, so anybody could look them up and see it, and everybody already knew about it, so anyone was checking.
So did the authorities get involved?
Yes, they did. Around 10:30, because I personally saw it on my own timeline.
Uh-oh.
So I was on Twitter minding my own business, and everyone kept talking, SCV Purge, SCV Purge, and I was with a couple friends, and so we looked it up, and we were like, oh my God, what's going on? About 10 minutes after I found out about it, the authorities got involved. They took down the page. The page had existed 2 other times before earlier that day, and it had been taken down.
Wow. So will they be able to track back and find who started this?
This is what nobody's noticed, but they tweeted the password to their page, and of course people wanted to see because there was a lot of information that hadn't been released yet. So people used the password and they went on it. Now that tracks their IP address to that website now, to that account. So there's a lot of accounts associated with that website now.
Wow. So there's a lot of people.
It's going to be a little bit trickier than just looking at the IP to see who made the account.
Who made the account? That's scary. Now it wasn't done in a strange kind. Follow me here. It doesn't seem like it was done with malicious intent. I mean, other than posting.
It wasn't targeting anyone specifically.
Exactly. Thank you.
It wasn't.
It's like they were trying to extort money from somebody. They or purposely embarrass one particular person.
So you think they started it off kind of as a joke, and then it just got out of control?
Right. The other thing is that what they initially said was, we will post this anonymously, and nobody will know like who sent in these photographs. Well, at some point, towards 10:30 or so on Wednesday, they actually started showing who sent in these photographs. So the people associated with the names from Twitter, like are actually going to be known.
Oh, so the people who actually submitted the pictures,
they're also involved. So their names are there.
So are they going to get in trouble?
They can get in trouble. They're looking at a felony right now.
Yeah, that's posting private pictures of underage. Whoa, that's nasty.
Uh-oh.
It's up to 6 years in prison. It's a federal offense.
Yeah, that's the whole cyberbullying case law stream.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, that gets really nasty. They've stopped messing with that at all. But that's one of those things. I mean, you got to be careful. First of all, who are you sending your pictures to? That's number one.
That's my first thought. Why? I mean, I know I'm old, but
yes, you are old.
We never took pictures back then of any. Am I naive? We never did that.
You're old and naive.
Okay, never mind.
I
mean, why would you do that?
Way too easy.
Why would you do that?
You'd have to ask Jessica. That is beyond my purview as well.
I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's really just that lack of social interaction between people, and it's gotten as far as being sexual.
That's probably very well put.
Wow.
I think people are afraid to talk to people anymore.
Well, it sounds to me like this story is going to have some legs, Jessica, and we need to talk about it next week. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's gonna go for a while. We're gonna see what the authorities do with it and how they handle it, how the schools handle it. A lot of things that people are saying, well, it's gonna be an awkward school year coming up.
Do you think?
All right, so we'll need to decide how far we're going to go with this on the Gazette next week, and we'll let the folks know.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks, Jessica. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a great day, guys.
You too.
Good. Hang on, Doug. Let's take a selfie. We could put it on our Twitter or our Snapchat. What do you think? Our Instagram, Peter. What do you think? We're so cool.
I'm leaving my shirt on.
We are so cool. Thank God.
I'm not taking my shirt off.
I didn't ask you to take your shirt off. Maybe pull it over your head. Okay, you're listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clara's hometown station. We'll take our selfie and be right back.